imaging is done, the next step is to look at all your images and decide which ones are good to keep and which ones should be rejected. The criteria for this is usually quite simple. You're going to be looking for an image that has a lot of cloud cover or possibly a satellite going through the target stars or one of the comparison stars. Those you don't want to use for your photometry. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to look at an application called PixInsight here on the desktop. PixInsight we primarily use for astrophotography, but it's got a nice tool called the Blink tool, which allows you to look at a whole series of images and scroll through them and decide which ones you want to keep, which ones you want to reject. So we are in PixInsight now. We're going to go up to Process, All Processes. We're going to come down here to Blink. And this is the Blink tool. The only thing that's available right now is this yellow folder. We're going to go ahead and click on that. This is where you're going to load your images. Now it's really important for you to not mix up filters. If you're doing B and V, don't do all the B's and V's all together at once. Do all the B's in one sitting and then all the V's separately, because the quality between the two is quite different. The B filter does not let in nearly as much light as the V does. And so we're going to start with the B here. So what I'm going to do is I've gone to my raw images folder and I've selected all the B filter. So we have AN links, it was 122nd exposure, B, and we've got all these images here. We're going to click open. This will be loaded into the Blink tool. And when that's done, we need to apply an automatic histogram transformation to all the images. And what that does is allow kind of the same kind of contrast from one image to the next, so that you're really comparing apples to apples here. So we have our first image open. We need to apply the histogram transformation. That's up here in the Blink tool, this little square. It's hard to see, but it looks like a little orange graph. Automatic histogram transformation. We're going to apply that. It's going to go to all the images. And when we start with this tool, when we delete an image, when we decide that we don't want to use an image, we're going to delete it from the stack. PixInsight automatically goes to the next image up from that. So if we start at the top and we delete an image, PixInsight is going to go back to an image we already saw. So I like to start the Blink tool at the bottom of the stack. So we know that all the images that are checked here are in the stack. The one that's in orange, selected in orange, is the one that we can see. We're going to come down all the way to the bottom and we're going to select the last image. That already looks a little cloudy to me. I mean, I can see our target star here in the middle, but I don't see very many other stars around, which means that our comparison stars might be a little clouded out. If we go up just a little bit, I'm just going to randomly select a different one. You can see the difference in what we can see. So here we have some cloud cover. This looks a lot better. So I think we can right away delete this one. And the way that we delete it is we come down here to the second icon, which is close selected image. And you'll note we are on image 16310. This one will be deleted and we will go up to 16309. And that will be the next one in the stack. This one also looks a little cloudy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go up a little bit and see. That looks like the first decent one that we have. So we're going to delete this guy and delete this guy. And now we can use our up arrow on our computer keyboard to scroll up. And again, we're looking for cloudy images or images that have a satellite going through. You'll see that the images are shifting a little bit from image to image. That's because we dithered when we took these pictures, which is what we should do. Moving the telescope just a pixel or two between each image. Sometimes you'll see the image flip upside down and left to right, and that's because the telescope has gone from the east side of the meridian to the west. That's perfectly normal. And we're kind of seeing a lot of pretty good images here so far. We had to get rid of this first couple. All right, so here's a satellite trail, but it's not, if you look at it, it's not impacting anything. It's not hitting a star. And so that one's okay. It might be a little bit cloudy, but we might find out later in when we do the photometry. If it's too cloudy, the tool will let us know. So we're going to continue up. Again, these all look pretty good. I don't see any clouds covering up stars. I don't see any satellites. I don't see any problems. And we're continuing on up the stack. We're a little over halfway through the stack already. Okay, so these look a little cloudy to me. Maybe starting with this guy, a little cloudy. We'll delete him, delete him, delete him, and delete him, and delete him, and delete him. And that guy. Yeah, these are all looking a little suspect. And that's starting to look a little clear. Nope, still a little cloudy. Get rid of them. There we go. That's a little bit clearer sky there. And we'll continue to come up. Oh, and right there we saw that the telescope pointed somewhere other than our target. That's not an image we want, so we'll delete that guy. And we're just about to the top of the stack. So overall, pretty good. Not too many images rejected out of this. All right, once we're here, now we have all the images that are checked over here in the blink tool. All the images that are in this stack over here are images that we want to keep, and we want to go ahead and move those, copy those to the next folder up, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom, hold down our Shift key, and click the last one. Now all the images are in orange, which means they're all selected. We're going to go to this disk icon here, which copies the selected files, and we're going to click on that. And we're going to go up to our next folder. We have our raw images. Our next folder is Keep and Calibrated, and you'll notice that there are two folders in here, one for B and one for V. That's because when we do calibration, we have to use different flat frames for the B and the V, so we want to keep them in separate folders. So this is going to be the B folder, and we'll move those all over there. And the question of why are we copying instead of just moving, I like to keep all the raw images. And PixInsight took its time there to get started, but now it's rolling right around. So we should have plenty of images in the B. When we get done with this, when you have your images copied, and we can go ahead and check and make sure that they're actually there. And again, we're going to navigate to our D drive, Photometry, Targets, Steve and Lynn. Keep and Calibrated, and we're going to look in the B folder, and here are all our images that we have kept. Okay, so when we get done with this, we need to do the same thing for all the V images, and I won't go through that here, but what you need to do is delete all the images out of the stack and clear this blink tool up, and we do this by this icon here which says Close All Images. At this point, you'd click the yellow file folder and you'd go to your V images, select all of those, and starting at the bottom of the stack, go through and reject, and then copy the selected images to the V folder, which is in the next folder up. Keep and Calibrated, V, and you save them in there. Okay, so we will go ahead and do that, and then we will see you at the next step.